Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen Restaurant Edition. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and we're here today at Nordon Preferred Kitchen Equipment Studios. And joining us is Chef Michael Adams of the historic Hotel Bethlehem. Welcome.
Thank you.
What are we making today?
We are going to be preparing some surf and turf sous vide style.
Really?
Yes. So this is a very interesting cooking process. You're essentially cooking the protein at the perfect temperature. So no matter what temperature you would like, if you want it medium rare, you're cooking it at that exact 125 degrees. Today we're going to do it a little bit more medium.
Okay.
But we're going to be doing two things. We're going to be doing lobster and we're going to be doing strip steak. And then we're going to serve it with this really nice shaved fennel salad.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see how this all works. So let's get started.
Wonderful. So we're going to start. We have two gorgeous strip steaks here. And all I'm going to do is make a little bit of Tarragon butter to put into the, with the strip steaks as we're cooking them sous vide style, which it's going to be just submerged in some water. And we're going to cook the strip steaks for approximately 1 hour at 130 degrees,
So
125
really
degrees,
slow.
real slow. So all we're going to do for the butter is some fresh minced tarragon.
And you do this at the restaurant over at Historic Hotel Bethlehem?
We do. We just got started, and we've done fennel and pork and strip steaks and lobster and shrimp. So we're very excited about having the new equipment and introducing this process into the kitchen there. So so we have our tarragon butter, and all we're going to do for the strip steaks is you have to be very cautious about how much seasoning you use during this process.
Why is that?
Just because of the slow cooking process, it's going to absorb flavors very easily. So you have to be really, really careful about how much seasoning you use. So we're just going to very, very lightly season the strips.
So just a little bit of salt?
Correct.
Very
so we're
light.
going to do that. We're just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil now. So the idea behind this is, getting all of those flavors to absorb in through the whole protein. So when you're grilling and you're doing regular grilling on the grill, the process isn't going to be the same because you have a short cooking time and an intense heat. So we're just going to start off, we're going to put these on the grill and we're just going to mark them off. So we're just going to, for about 2 minutes.
So we're going to sear the outsides first, and then these are going to go into the sous vide and cook really nice and slowly.
You're going to get that nice charred flavor, and that's going to absorb right into as you're cooking it in that slow process. That's going to absorb through the whole piece of meat.
Wow. And this grill is fantastic, isn't it?
Amazing.
It's so hot.
Okay, so we're just going to get some really nice grill marks on here, get that charred flavor.
And you think this is more for the flavor or for the presentation?
It's absolutely for the flavor.
Yeah?
I mean, it looks pretty, but we're gonna. It's absolutely for the flavor.
Okay, nice.
And then we're just gonna do the same thing
gorgeous.
on the other side.
You couldn't get that without this really hot grill. Now, have you had a chance to walk through the facilities here at Nordon?
It's amazing.
Aren't
the
they?
equipment is amazing. This is like a dream kitchen.
It really is.
know?
It's a chef's playground.
It sure is. So we're just gonna finish up the grill marks here.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the strip steaks, and when you're doing this, and you want to make sure that no moisture gets anywhere on the edge of the plastic, or it's not going to seal properly.
All right.
So all we're going to do is we're going to take these steaks and we're going to pop them right in the bag, just like that.
And you have to use these special bags?
You do. They're very heat resistant, and none of the chemicals really leach out into the food.
Very important when you're thinking about using plastic.
So we have the strip steaks here, and all we're going to do is just take a little bit of this this tarragon butter here, and we're just going to pop that right in with the strip steaks. And that flavor of the tarragon and the grill and the butter, it's going to go right through the steak.
Beautiful. Stay tuned for more from the Chef's Kitchen Restaurant Edition.
It's a great experience to be here at Nordon because all the equipment I have in my own kitchen, so I feel at home.
So we're going to seal this up.
Okay. And you've got a special machine here.
This is a cryovac machine, and we're just going to push this down.
Wow. So then this just sucks all the air out.
Pulls all the air out, and this is good for preservation of the food. And of course, you know, you have to use one of these in order to cook sous vide style. And you'll see at the end, it's going to eat like butter.
Wow. That's really neat.
Okay. So then from this point, all we're going to do is we're going to take it, and it's going to go right in the water bath. And we're going to leave that go for 1 hour.
That's it. You just let it sit there and do its thing.
That's it.
Easy enough.
Beautiful.
All right.
Okay, let's get on to the lobster now. So for lobster, we're going to do a little bit different process here. What we have is some boiling water, and I'm just going to add a little bit of some aromatics to the water. And we're just going to let that infuse a little bit.
Great. Now this is a great process to do for banquets, weddings, which I know you do a lot of over at Historic Hotel Bethlehem.
Absolutely, and you know, we do a significant volume of business. We, you know, even with our a la carte restaurants, there's so many people coming in, and it really does help with, you know, preserving, you know, especially preserving, and that food being perfect.
Exactly,
so
consistency is key.
Absolutely. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to take the lobsters, and we just want to blanch it for approximately 1 minute.
Okay.
Just so that that protein releases from the shell a little bit. You want to skewer the lobster before it goes into the water bath, just so it doesn't curl up.
Now, for certain items, would you recommend cooking in the sous vide first and then finishing it, say, on the grill or?
You know, you can do it. You can do it both ways and see what works best for you. We've been putting it in the cryovac raw, and then also partially cooking it as we did the strip steaks.
It's probably been a lot of fun for you to mess around and just
Absolutely,
play.
it is. It's really an awesome addition to the cooking techniques.
Very cool.
The lobster we're going to do at a slightly lower temperature. We're going to do that at 120 degrees, and we're only going to do that for about 12 to 15 minutes.
So much quicker.
Much quicker. So we're just going to leave the lobsters in here for approximately 1 minute until it turns bright orange. And we're just going to shock these in ice water.
And that's just to stop the cooking process and let the sous vide do the rest of the work?
Correct. We're going to make a beurre monté. So literally, we're just going to take a little bit of butter, and we're going to add it. I have some water simmering here, and you don't want it boiling, just a really light simmer. And we're just going to take a little bit of the butter.
What does beurre monté mean? What is that?
Beurre monté is just emulsified butter.
All right.
So we're just going to take it, we're going to add the butter, and we're going to whisk that in.
And over here, we're going to learn a little bit more about these two sous vide circulators. We've got Fusion Chef by Ulabo, Dr. Dirk.
Yes, you see here our units. So Fusion Chef is the culinary line of our products. Ulabo is a temperature control company. And we are from Germany, as you might hear from my accent, but also hopefully from the quality. That's something that sets us apart. So everything is made out of stainless steel. Chef Mike said precision is key here, and that is what you find here. And what is also important with these are the pearl circulators. We have a second line, the diamonds, and they are complying with the HACCP concept. And that is very important because then you have data logging and you have a temperature probe. And of course, you can imagine customers of ours, cruise ship lines or entertainment parks, they need this to be compliant. And we are the only ones who can do that.
And can you cook several different things in here at once?
Absolutely. If you have different food at the same temperature, you can of course do that at the same time in the same bath. Or you take 2 or 3 circulators to have different temperature ranges at the same time. If you do steaks and mushrooms or other vegetables, as you said, where you need more temperature, of course.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. We're having a lot of fun using these, and we'll join you back here in a little bit for the tasting. Okay, what did I miss?
Okay, so we just finished up the beurre monté, and we're just going to take take a little bit of that, and we'll dry the lobsters off just a little bit.
Get rid of some of that extra liquid. And you could do other shellfish, like shrimp instead of lobster.
Absolutely.
Scallops, all kinds of things. Anything you would...
Salmon, halibut.
Yeah.
You know, the lobster. You know, all of them.
Any kind of protein that you think wouldn't work well?
I probably wouldn't do something like mussels.
Okay,
You
makes
know,
sense.
just because they're in the shell, clams, things like
Sure.
that. But certainly octopus
Oh,
would be
definitely.
amazing. Calamari, you know.
Yeah, nice and tender.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're just going to take a little bit of, if you would like, just pour about a tablespoon,
Oh, just a tablespoon?
maybe 2,
Okay,
in there, and right in the center. That's perfect.
great.
All right, and this is going to taste just like, if not better, than doing it on the stovetop
I'm sure
in
it's
butter
gonna be
poaching.
better.
So we're going to take that, and we're just going to add a few aromatics. So we're going to take a little bit of bay leaf
I love bay leaf.
and a little bit of thyme.
And you
And
can really have
then-
fun here with the aromatics.
Absolutely. And we're going to take just a touch of tarragon.
Great.
So we're
I
gonna
love
add all
tarragon
three.
with lobster. And could you use dry herbs instead here, fresh?
Absolutely.
Great.
All right. So now we're going to vacuum pack the lobsters.
Same exact as we did the steak. Stay tuned for more with Chef Michael Adams.
This is amazing to be here at Nordon. The equipment's first class. This pizza oven, never seen it before. This is a great marriage to be with Nordon.
Now, when the lobster starts to bubble up, what is that from? Is there heat being applied to that?
Well,
or-
there's heat. We just pulled it, you know, we shocked them in the ice water, but that was from the hot Bermonte.
Okay.
So, all right. So we have our lobsters, and we're gonna pop these right in to the water bath, 120 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. We have our lobster and we have our strip steak working now, and we're gonna finish it with a little grilled onion and fennel salad.
Yum.
So we're just gonna take some nice spring onions. We got these locally from one of our many farmers in the Lehigh Valley. And
Lots
we're
of
going,
wonderful vegetables coming into season.
And we're just gonna take the spring onions and we're just gonna split that a little bit. And this is just gonna speed up the cooking process on the grill. We're just gonna grill the onions just a little bit. We'll drizzle some olive oil on here and just a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're just gonna pop these on the grill for about 2 minutes.
Are spring onions a little milder
They
than
are.
a regular onion?
They are. Okay, so we're just gonna get those going on the grill. And we're gonna come back to that and we'll finish the salad.
You've got some fennel.
So we're just gonna take a little bit of fennel raw and we're just gonna shave it down a little bit, just like this.
Super thin.
And we're gonna take that core out of there.
A little tough.
A little bit tough.
So if you don't have knife skills as great as yours, could you use a mandolin for this instead?
You can, absolutely.
Great.
All right, so we're just gonna take the raw fennel and we're gonna take some pea shoots.
I love pea shoots. They have such a nice sweet pea flavor.
And I brought a little bit of, these are what I call extremely baby bok choy.
Oh, really?
One of the local farmers had it, so I picked that up this morning. And we're gonna do a little bit of shaved radish.
Nice little pop of color in there.
All right, a little bit of radish. And then I also brought a little bit of hakurei turnip. It's a Japanese turnip and very mild. And again, not cooked, just a nice raw salad. And all of these ingredients are gonna really complement our sous vide steak and lobster.
Nice. You don't see raw turnips too often.
No, these are so, you know, these are only available for a few weeks in the spring, and then there's a second season in the fall. And then
they're
it's pretty
always
much over. And they're
tiny?
tender. Yep, they're tender. So we're just gonna take, drizzle a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're gonna take our grilled onions, and that's just gonna slightly wilt that salad a little bit.
All right.
Okay. So we have the grilled onions, and that'll be our salad for the steak and lobster. All right, so I think the steak and the lobster are ready to go. So let's see what we have over here.
I'm excited to see this.
So now this has been going at 135 degrees for 1 hour. And we're just gonna pull that out.
I bet it lets the fat and all of the connective tissue just really melt into the meat.
Everything, wait till we slice this down, and we're gonna go over that way.
And you let it rest, just like you would if you
We're
had it
gonna
on the
let it
grill?
rest for a few minutes, yep. And I'm gonna, at the same time, we're gonna pull the lobster out as well.
Great. You have to kind of fish around for it.
A little bit. Okay. So now we have these perfectly cooked steaks and
Wow.
lobsters. And we're just gonna let this rest here for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna take the steak out of the bag now. And then what I'm gonna do is there's gonna be a little excess juice in there.
Can you save the juice for
just,
anything?
No, I mean, you can tell it's coagulated a little bit,
Okay.
so we're just gonna leave that go and
Smells
discard it.
wonderful.
So if you can smell that grill, the nice char
Yeah.
flavor and the aromatics,
It's probably really infused into the meat.
and we're just gonna let that rest for about 2 minutes. And we're gonna do the same with the lobster. So this lobster, I did a little bit different. What I did is, because during service at the restaurant, we don't have time to take it out of the shell during service. So what we'll do is at that stage, when we shock it, we split it, and then we remove it from the shell and put it in the bag.
Makes it a little easier.
Yep, and we're just gonna pierce that.
I wonder too if, when you do have the shell in the bag, if it can pierce.
No,
the
not at
plastic?
all.
No?
I mean, the plastic is really durable. So as you
you're
saw
right.
at the beginning of the show, we didn't have any problems with the puncturing of the bag. All right, so we're gonna pull the skewers out. And you have nice and flat lobster, and we are ready to plate.
Stay tuned for more from Nordon Preferred Kitchen Equipment.
To be here at Nordon and cook in this kitchen is pretty incredible for me. It's a chef's dream come true to have all this wonderful equipment here.
Well, sometimes lobsters can have a pretty big vein in the back. Do you take that out beforehand, or?
No, we're just gonna leave that right in there for now, and you'll see. We're gonna split this down this way, and we can just remove that. Just take that with the back of the back of your knife, and just remove that from the lobster. And you can see the lobster is absolutely perfect.
It really is. You can tell.
Absolutely perfect. We're just
It's
gonna
just opaque.
trim that up. So we're gonna do that. And then what I'm going to do is just take this and trim that down.
Don't mind if I do.
And you can tell the texture is absolutely
my
perfect.
God.
So we're just gonna take that lobster.
That is insanely tender.
All right. So we have the lobster, and now for the strip steak.
Oh my gosh, if the lobster's that good, I can't imagine what the steak's gonna be like.
All right.
Wow, that's perfect. And I love how it's the same temperature all the way through.
All the
it's
way
not different
through.
in the middle. Wow.
And you can see it's buttery and tender and juicy.
This is amazing. And the juice isn't spilling all over the
Nope,
place
and,
either.
and,
It's all
and
inside.
you see there's none on the cutting board,
Yeah.
and there won't be any on the plate. So we're just gonna take that, and all the flavors in there. So we don't need any. When you're doing this in the summer, you don't need a lot of any sauces or anything
Sure.
like that. Keep it light, and we're just gonna finish it with this nice fresh spring fennel salad.
This looks fantastic.
And we're gonna put that right there.
Adds such nice color to it.
And the grilled onions and all the radish, the spiciness of the radish and the crispy bok choy, just amazing. And then what we'll do is we're gonna just take a drizzle of olive oil. I'm gonna grab a spoon over there.
Sure.
All right, we're just gonna drizzle some
Lovely.
olive oil. And that's it. That's
This
our
is-
sous vide surf and turf.
Stunning. Let's bring it over to the table and have ourselves a taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
Tastes nice.
There you go.
I don't
in.
think you need a steak knife.
You probably don't, but
I start with the lobster here.
it
Amazing.
melts in your mouth.
Great job, Mike.
But this is all because of that sous vide. Seriously.
Yeah, the process is really
And you can see,
very good.
top to bottom, front to back, it's absolutely perfect.
Have to have more of this lobster. The butter, oh, it's just perfect.
On this steak.
And the tenderness is
Right?
unbelievable.
It really is.
It really is.
And it was really just a small amount of butter. You didn't have to use so much of it. But the flavor totally
And the
comes
same
through.
flavor, but you have that perfect temperature and through, it's just absolute perfection.
Well, we loved using the Fusion Chef by Hulabo.
Thank you.
It was absolutely amazing. And Chef, it's always wonderful to have you here at the Chef's Kitchen.
Thank you.
Love to have you
Thank
both
you.
back again.
It was great. Thank you very much.
The Lehigh Valley's premier hotel, Historic Hotel Bethlehem, is perfect for any stay, offering 2 restaurants by notable chef Michael Adams, 1741 on the Terrace, an upscale dining experience, and the Tap Room, a casual restaurant. Guests enjoy 24-hour room service, along with the Shop at Hotel Bethlehem, featuring Penn State Creamery ice cream and offering the finest in accessories. 2 beautiful ballrooms and ample meeting space make Historic Hotel Bethlehem the place to host your next event. Stay with us at Historic Hotel Bethlehem and feel at home.
This has had to be the best kitchen that I've worked in for a show since I've started doing this. Just amazing, the intense heat on that grill and all the sous vide equipment, and just amazing.